Hello, my name is Zachary Basel, and today I will talk about my assessment plan critique signature assignment for EDU6324. Thank you for watching my presentation today, and I hope you can take something away from it. Here's an agenda. Number 1, I'll talk about the program I'm reviewing. Number 2, we will talk about key areas of review and then the program rating I've given each area. Next, we'll take a look at recommendations I've decided to give the program so that they can improve. Finally, I will share with you my personal reflection of the learning that I've acquired throughout the course of this project. Alright, let's take a look at the program. The name of the program is ID School American Senior Education. I am employed here as a teacher and curriculum coordinator. It services grades 10 to 12. It also uses an American curriculum. Graduates will receive an American high school diploma, and it enrolls roughly 300 students. Okay, let's look at key areas of review and program rating. Number 1, program mission, beginning. When I looked at program mission, I found there was no distinctiveness from the institution's overall mission statement. In other words, the program just decided to take the institution's mission statement and use it as their own. However, they did not personally tailor this mission statement to make it more relevant to each one of their own individual stakeholders. We know from the literature that this is not the best of ideas. Therefore, I've decided to give them a rating of beginning in this area. Next, program goals, developing. I've decided to give them a rating of developing in this area because first, I found no clear evident goals when I was looking through program materials. I was really hoping to find something concrete and in writing. However, I could not. Then, I decided to go to administrators and talk to them about it. But their verbal goals, were very vague. They were lacking in action verbs, making them very difficult to measure. Therefore, this is another weak area for the program. Number 3, expected outcomes, SLOs, developing. I looked at student learning outcomes in particular in this area. I found a lack of consistency across subjects. While some subjects had clearly defined SLOs, some subjects did not even have them. More alarming, I found that some subjects did not even have syllabi for their courses. Another serious problem for the program. Therefore, I've given them a rating of developing here. 4, assessment measures, developing. I found there was limited curriculum mapping and assessment opportunities for students. Most concerning to me was that in some courses, the only assessment opportunities for students were tests and quizzes. We know this is not the best way to assess students. Students need to be assessed in a variety of different ways because students possess a variety of different learning styles and ways of demonstrating their achievement of a skill. Therefore, I've decided to give the program a rating of developing in this area. 5, methods and measures, beginning. Lack of rubrics and methods to assess. Very alarming for me here was that some teachers had huge projects and assignments for students, but they did not even use a rubric to grade them. In addition, the students did not have a rubric to know what kind of standards they needed to reach to be able to get the grade that they wanted to get. This is a serious problem for the program, and therefore I've given them a rating of beginning in this area. 6. Benchmarks and standards. Beginning. I found that standards are largely incomplete across the program. Based upon my prior research and employment in the program, I know that all subjects should be tied to Californian Common Core state standards. However, this is not always happening in every case. While some teachers are doing a very good job of aligning their course student learning outcomes to these standards, other teachers do not even have SLOs. More alarming, in some conversations I had with teachers, they weren't even aware that these standards even existed. So this is a very large area of concern for the program. Next, timelines for data collection and analysis, beginning. I found that there were no timelines for data collection and analysis, with the exception of exams and student reports. In addition, I found that there was no collaborative effort of data collection and analysis. Most of this existed independently, especially everything outside of exams and student reports. Lastly, how about use of results, action items, and dissemination? I've decided to give the program developing and accomplished here. Let me explain why. First, I found evidence of curriculum improvement. I did this by going into the program's shared drive and looking at previous years' syllabi, assessments, and course material, and then I compared it with the current year. And what I discovered was that there is actually some improvement happening, and it does appear to be linked to their data collection and analysis that's happening with exams and student reports. So that's good news. However, there's a lack of communication, which makes dissemination of this information very, very difficult for everybody. So to improve, they must address this. Okay, now let's take a look at recommendations I have for the program to improve. Number 1, they should create a distinct program mission statement. Number 2, I think they should consult the RIT and University California Irvine assessment planning guides for program level assessment and review. These materials we read in week 4 are excellent blueprints that they could adopt and model with. They could create their own plan from these, and they should. 3, they need to engage with curriculum mapping to create a more cohesive program. 4, they should establish a team for data collection and analysis. 5, they must improve all communication with all stakeholders. Lastly, when they finally develop their own assessment plan, they must make this publicly visible to all stakeholders. This way, everybody knows what they need to do to improve and where the program is headed and how it's going to get there. Very important. Finally, let's talk about what I've learned from this. First, I've learned that ACE is a developing program and it has a lot of work to do. Second, I found that there's always room for improvement when it comes to assessment planning. 3, I have found that when it comes to assessment planning, that taking a scientific and analytical approach is extremely important, and it must be done to improve the quality of assessment and to improve education for all stakeholders. Finally, here's a list of some of my references. Okay, that concludes my presentation, and I want to thank you again for taking the time to watch me today. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, and good night.